The 2022 Japanese Grand Prix was a joke. Why do I say this? Here's my reasons why. So, the race went underway and nothing too eventful happened apart from Sebastian Vettel making contact with Fernando Alonso and spinning to the gravel trap. But a few corners later, Carlos Sainz would have a massive crash where he aquaplaned due to the fact he was on the wrong tyres and bounced almost back onto the track. Luckily, his car was off the racing line, but it did look the cars looked very close going by. But the main issue is what happened afterwards. While the cars were still on track, despite it, there was a safety car at this time, but the cars were still going full speed while a tractor was on the track. Like, there was a tractor on the track, not even on the grass area, but on the track while the cars were going by. And that is just unacceptable. And what makes this worse is that there were marshals on the track while the cars were going by. For anyone who doesn't follow F1, I'm going to give you a quick summary of why this is unacceptable. And for this, we have to travel back to 2014. Same venue, back in the 2014 Japanese Grand Prix, Adrian Sutil went off in his Sauber, albeit in a gravel area. A tractor was deployed to recover his car. I believe there was a safety car, or I don't think there was even a safety car. I think it was just yellow flag conditions. And Jules Bianchi, who was driving for Marussia at the time, lost control of his car and slid right under the tractor, causing him fatal head injuries, and a year later he would succumb to his injuries. As of today, this is the last driver fatality in Formula 1, but today could have seen another driver fatality. I cannot believe that the FIA did that. I have no words. I am shocked. I was shocked. I'm still shocked. I can't believe that happened again. It was it was atrocious. It was a clown show. The fact that the FIA did that, risking drivers and marshals' lives again, shows that they've not learned anything from Suzuka 2014. But anyway, race was red flags for 2 and a bit hours, and we had to wait that long until we could get racing again. Now, the racing that we did get was absolutely epic, and it was quite thrilling, especially for the battle for 6th and 2nd, respectively. But yet, there was more controversy. Now, for those who watch F1, you'll know that the last race of Singapore Grand Prix, the FIA took forever to dish out a penalty to Sergio Perez for safety car infringement. And yet, I'm going to give you context for why this penalty was applied, the one I'm going to talk about now. Charles Leclerc was defending on the last lap, and into the final chicane, he outbroke himself and drove straight across. Now, obviously, that's gaining an advantage, but they dished out this penalty instantly, whilst compared to Checo, it took them hours to dish out that 5-second penalty. They both got 5-second penalties for their respective incidents. But get this, that was the penalty that decided Max Verstappen's second championship. And fans are in uproar about that a penalty was the reason Max won his second championship. Now, obviously, I'm going to say this, Max Verstappen absolutely deserves to win the title. He has been so dominant in a whole new game of his own this year, a world of his own this year, and it's just driven absolutely brilliantly. But the fact that he won it under those circumstances, especially after what happened last year, it just feels like the FIA want to assist him. Like, the guy can win championships on his own. Like, you don't need to assist. Obviously, this is a conspiracy theory territory I'm entering now. I don't want to actually believe that the FIA assists Max Verstappen, but it definitely comes across like that. Another thing why people are in uproar about how Max won the championship this way is because apparently they rewarded full points, even though the drivers didn't reach 75% race distance. I think they only reached around 50, which means half points should have been rewarded, but instead they gave out 4 points. Now, some fans are saying it's because they finish on the checkered flag, so automatically they get full racing points. But I'm not sure how much I believe that. A lot of those fans who are saying that are Max Verstappen fans, so I'm not sure how valid those claims are. And my final point I want to say is, after Max won the title, the Verstappen and Hamilton fans got toxic again. Hamilton fans were saying it was rigged, which you do have to question whether FIA assisted the Red Bull and Max, while the Max fans were getting really toxic again. Now, let me just say, toxicity doesn't belong in F1. This has only really happened in the last few years when Max Verstappen and a few other young drivers came in. Now, I know toxicity with the Tifosi, the Ferrari fans, has been around for a while, but they don't go out of their way to actively shit on everyone all the time. They only really do it at their home venue, Tifosi, which obviously Max won this year at Monza, and the Tifosi were furious about that. But that's the only really time you hear toxicity from the Tifosi. Max fans and Lewis fans are always so toxic. It makes me ashamed to be a Lewis fan sometimes, because all Lewis fans are just going to be seen as toxic pieces of shit, and even the nice Max fans are going to be seen as toxic pieces of shit because of most of the other Max and Lewis fans. It's absolutely ridiculous. But yeah, I just really wanted to talk about this because that Formula One, I feel like it's killing its reputation. It's supposed to be the pinnacle of motorsport, and yet they're doing shit like this. Honestly, I've seen so many people on Twitter saying that they're done with Formula One, that they're going to move on to other motorsports, and quite frankly, I don't blame them. I didn't want to watch. I didn't wake up at 6 a.m. to watch a clown show. I woke up at 6 a.m. to watch a motor race. And I didn't get a motor race. We did, but it was only it's not even an hour of racing because most of it was red flagged. Because the FIA just don't want the drivers to drive in the wet anymore. But yeah, that is my rant over. Sorry about that. I just really want to talk about this because as an F1 fan since 2012, it hurts to see my favorite motorsport go down this path. But yeah, this is all I wanted to say in regards to this matter. If you like this video, leave a comment down below. And until then, I'll see you in the next one. Ta-ra.